from the town of Swindon in the south, and I'm here because my church has raised some money for the relief fund here." She tried to pay attention, in spite of the smell of food nearby. Sometimes, gentlemen or ladies came to the north to stare at the poor, starving cotton operatives. It was annoying to be treated like a wild animal on display, and it did little good that she could see. There would still be no work for those in Lancashire after the visitors had gone back to their comfortable lives. "Could we talk for a few minutes, Miss Boswick?" "Mrs., I'm a widow." Sarah couldn't help looking towards the food, and as she did, her stomach growled. "Have you eaten today?" he asked, still in that same gentle tone. "No, sir. The only food I'll eat today is what's offered here at the soup kitchen." She saw Mrs. Foster looking at her, and added quickly, "For which I'm very grateful to these kind ladies." He turned to the supervisor. "Do you think we could have some food brought for this poor woman, Mum? It'll be hard for her to concentrate on what I'm saying if she hasn't eaten anything yet." "Of course. If you sit down over there, I'll bring some across for you both. None for me, thank you. Save it for those who need it so desperately." He led the way to the table indicated and pulled out a chair for Sarah. At least this visitor was treating her courteously, she thought as she sat down. He took his own seat and was about to speak again when Mrs. Foster came across with a big bowl of soup and 2 pieces of bread. Sarah's mouth watered at the sight of the larger bowl and extra bread. Clearly the lady patronesses were out to impress. She waited till Mrs. Foster had gone away and looked at him, wondering whether to start eating. He waved one hand as if giving her permission, and she could hold back no longer. She didn't gobble down the food, because that would make her ill, but chewed slowly, spooning up soup in between each dry mouthful of bread. As she finished the first slice, she looked round and whispered, "Would you mind if I put this other piece of bread in my pocket, sir? I have a neighbour whose child isn't thriving." "No, of course not. Though you look as if you need it yourself. You're very thin." "I'm managing, but it's harder on the little ones." When she'd finished eating, he asked, "How long have you been short of food?" "Since my husband died last year. Well, before that even." "May I ask what happened to him?" "Daniel came down with a fever and hadn't the strength to resist it. He was very low in spirits, which didn't help, because he took it badly not being able to earn a living." "That must have been hard for you." Mr. Marvell's expression was so genuinely sympathetic, Sarah felt tears rise in her eyes. She could cope with anything except genuine sympathy about her loss, so stuffed the bread quickly into her pocket and tried to change the subject. "What do you wish to talk about, sir?" "You, my dear. I'd like to find out more about your life." That puzzled her. What had the ladies been telling him? "I've been charged with helping select a group of cotton lasses to go to Australia, where there is plenty of work for those willing to become maidservants. The supervisor has suggested you. What do you think of the idea?" She gaped at him. "Go to Australia? Me?" "Yes. Do you know where Australia is?" "On the other side of the world, sir. I saw it on the globe at school. But I don't know much else about it. I'll have to see if there's a book about it in the library." It had saved her sanity, the new free library had. If you could lose yourself in a book, you could forget the gnawing hunger for a while. "A ship going to the Swan River colony will be leaving in 2 weeks. How long will it take you to decide whether to go?" She looked round and laughed, though it came out more like a croak. "I don't need any time at all, sir. If there's work there, I'll be happy to come, because there's nothing for me here now." Only Daniel's grave, and beside him in the coffin, a tiny baby who had only lived for 1 day. At least he had known his mother's kiss.